Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one, kind of about the team chemistry a season ago.
Hey guys, about Baker Mayfield. Forgetting for a minute his inconsistent on-the-field play the last 4 years, I'm wondering if he was difficult for the coaches to deal with in meetings and with a locker room lacking unity. Were his agent or immediate entourage wearing thin with the Browns management? Looking back at his injuries, each week, didn't the Browns have to wait on Baker's personal medical people to have a say on his ability to play each week rather than the Browns' team doctor or trainer? And I would ask, is that commonplace in the NFL? Poor play on the field is one thing, but the intangible stuff and bad team chemistry also can be a factor in moving on from a player. Appreciate you guys shedding some light. Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. G. Bush, I don't know that it was a matter of his medical team needing clearance. They did get a second opinion to make sure, and you do that with a guy who is, playing for a long-term contract. But you heard whispers, and who knew if they were true or not, that some of his teammates were not thrilled with the act. The act had worn thin. At least I had heard that.
Yeah, in the league, to explain it, in the league, you got to think about it like this, man. All those guys are in the locker room, and I try to explain to people during the time it was going on. I've had 13, 14 surgeries, neck injury, back injury, 2 ACLs, all kind of stuff. I partially tore my Achilles heel. All of that stuff, everybody is dealing with something after you start the season. From the time they report to the end of the season, nobody's 100%. Everybody has something. You got to maintenance, you got to rehab it, you got to make sure you get your ice, your treatment, and doing what you need to do to play. But the only thing that people care about is when you're in that locker room, hey, if you're here and you're saying you're able to play, then we expect you to lock in. And I think one of the things that really got them was this. When he was playing the whole season and he obviously wasn't playing well, and he was talking about the surgeries and the injuries. And at the final game, he said, after the game in Pittsburgh, he said, I'm going to talk to my team and I'm going to talk to my family and my people to decide whether I'm going to play in Cincinnati or not. And I know for a fact here, and for some people that I've heard whispers from in the locker room, some people thought, well, hey, man, ain't no time to be deciding with your team and who's going to be starting, because we was rocking with you and rolling with you when you wasn't playing so well. So if you was going to come out here and not play well, and you've cost us an opportunity to get in the playoffs, now that the playoffs are over, you feel like I could just, I'll go get the surgery and keep it pushing. A lot of people didn't like that, because a lot of people – obviously, Jarvis Landry was hurt throughout the day. Odell Beckham Jr. was hurt a little bit last year. And if you know, Myles Garrett had a very bad lower body injury. And all those guys, all of Jadeveon Clowney, all those guys played with some things. And so if he would have finished the season out and said, look, I came this far, let's just finish it out, they would have respected it and kept it moving. But some people, that put a bad taste in their mouth, when he kind of decided to take himself out of the game and not play against Cincinnati the last game of the year.
Yeah, and keep in mind the guys on both sides of the line take a beating on every play. And those are the guys that, they're never healthy. So, yeah, and those are the guys you got to keep happy if you're the quarterback.